Hello, welcome back to the fish locker out on the bank. Now we're out at Spires Lake in Devon, and the reason why I'm here is because I'm targeting perch. Now you might be able to tell by the colour of the water, we have had a lot of runoff lately, so the water is very coloured. And unfortunately there is a road quite nearby, so you might get some road noise. I've just got set up, I've just chucked out my first little bit of ground bait and I'm fishing floats. Fishing just waggler floats. I've plumbed out the depth and I'm fishing one of them on the bottom, almost like the lift method. And I'm fishing one of them just off the bottom as well. And I'm using lobworms and frozen prawns. The lobworms me and my little lad collected yesterday. And the prawns are just little frozen prawns like that. As I bring the rigs in to show you, I will just very simple. I've just used some float stops, some rubber float stops, slid them up the line to the depth. I've got a weighted waggler float just all the way to a little hook. I think it's a size 10 wide gape micro barbed hook. I'll have a look in my packets and I'll show you in a minute. Perch are known for first light and last light. So I've got here earlier than what I thought they were going to be. I'm expecting them, hoping them to come on the feed just as it's getting dark. That's the plan. I haven't done much perch fishing, but it's my understanding that they're a little like lions. One of my friends described it that they're like lions in that they never go far from their prey. So that's why I'm ground baiting. I've just got some swim stim, just some generic stuff mixed with a bit of bran and a bit of bread that I'm just feeding up into an area, because I'm hoping if I feed the area up it will bring in the little fish and the perch will follow the little fish. Now I've already had some carp come up actually and take the little bits of bread. In this water there are some silvers, some carp, some tench and some perch. Like I said, I'm after the perch. There's a carp just surfaced just behind the floats there. I'm after a perch, but I will gladly take anything that comes along. My PB perch is a little over £1. So I'm hoping that any fish that we catch is a contender for a new PB. We have about 2.5 hours until sunset, so I'm hoping that any time now they will hopefully come on the feed. Ideally I would like to fish somewhere here in the margins, near some structure, but the lake has just recently been cleared out, so there isn't an awful lot growing around the outside. But I've plumbed out the area there, and like I say, one bait is sat just on the bottom with a little lead shot holding it there. And the other bait is suspended just off the bottom. Depending on which one I get the bites on, the lobworm or the prawn, I will potentially switch both to that bait. But I like to use two different ones to be able to at least experiment, cover my bases a bit. Ideally I would like to fish a method feeder as well, but I've heard that they're falling to float more than the method, so that's what I'm trying. This is all that I'm using. I've got, this is actually a new rod, this is an awkward quiver, and it's a Mitchell Avocet. And all that I've got on the business end, like I say, is a little micro barbed hook with a little swan shot, just 5 inches from the end. And all I'm doing is I don't know how you would, if you have your own method for hooking on these prawns, but all that I really think is that it just needs to have a hook point proud. So I'm baiting it in whichever way I can to try and make sure the hook point's sitting out well. So to me, that looks good. And on this end, like I've said, it's just a couple of rubber stops and a self-weighted waggler float. What I try to do is I have an area that I've been baiting up, and I'll cast the float past it, so then I can wind the line tight to the float. If I cast just to it and then I tighten up, I will pull the float off where the ground bait is. So if that's where I've been baiting, if I cast it past it and then tighten up, it should be sat right above where the ground bait is. That's the theory anyway. Well, float's gone down. Don't quite know what it is yet. The water's that dirty I can't see it. There it goes. Carp. Playing it ever so gently just in case. I'll show you there. Then a narrow little common. A nice fish all the same. Not the perch that I was after. I knew with the weight of it, I thought if this is a perch, it's going to be a monster. So I was playing it really gently. There we go. Slide it back. That water is cold. Well, I'm off the blank. That one there was on worm. And all I'd done was I'd taken my little hook and I just threaded a few little worms onto it, and that was actually just down in the corner there. I've been pre-baiting a little area just down in the corner. Yeah, look, that was all it was, just a collection of little worms. And I'd shallowed the float up. Paid off with a fish. It's not the paid off with a fish. It's not the one that we were after, but like I say, I'll gladly take anything. These little mats, these little unhooking mats here, they're an absolute necessity. Laying a fish down like that in a net, if it was going to rasp around, it's just going to damage it. So you're better off getting one of these nets. Most waters, it is a rule that you need a net. You need an unhooking mat. I think it's a fantastic idea. So maybe start adopting it more into sea fishing. Well, It's the first one of the target species. It's not the biggest by any means, but a perch is a perch. There we go. Now, this is about, well, this is probably just less than equal to my PB. So anything bigger than this is what we're after. They are brilliant. I absolutely love these fish. Let's get some photos of him and get him back. As I had hoped, like I say, it's just coming to the twilight time, the witching hour. It's just starting to get a little bit darker. The temperature's almost dropping. You can kind of feel it and sense it. Unfortunately, I've left my GoPro lamp behind, so I'm having to use a headlamp here. But that carp and that perch came within 5 minutes of each other. Just down a little spot where I've been pre-baiting down near the tree. I've had one bite further out. It's maybe only 8 yards out. But both fish so far have been on worm. So the one that I had out there on prawn, I have had one bite on it and it bobbed under and disappeared, and then when I lifted there was nothing. And half the prawn was gone, so something is eating prawns as well. So what I've done on that one is I've put prawn and worm. And on this one down here I've just got worm. Fingers crossed, and we're starting to see them on the feed, so hopefully we'll get some more. Well, that's the end of the session. Fished it literally for as long as I could. Got to the point where I couldn't even see the floats. Missed one more fish after that perch. Just for some reason everything to me seemed perfect. The fry were there, they were topping. Just that witching hour when them two fish came on, we just didn't have any more. We got target species, even though it was only a small one, it's still great to catch target species. A little carp, which gave me a bit of excitement. I thought, oh, it's a massive perch. No, it's just a carp. A lot of little silvers in here. I wonder whether or not it would be worth trying a live bait. Anyway, we will definitely revisit this venue. I know there's good perch in here, and I want to catch one. So I think the method was right. I think the place was right. It just wasn't our time. We just fished very simple waggler floats with lobworm or prawn. I hope this has been interesting. Catch up in future videos, and we will see if we can find that big perch. Have a good one.